I guess the same could be said for every generation, you know? The kids today will never know, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm talking about. But seriously, kids today will never know exactly what the hell is going on via popular media from our teen years. Shit, I never really figured it out myself. But what seems apparent now is that these networks were all involved in a cutthroat competition for teenage balls. Eyeballs, I mean. You know, I guess that's an obvious observation, as even today the competition rages on. But in the final frontier known as the 90s, well, that was definitely its peak. And it's interesting to look back on this time period through the eyes of MTV, who at the time was taking on more live-action scripted content and some ballsy animations. Well, you know, not like early 90s MTV animation ballsy, but still ballsy. I need to stop talking about balls in this episode. What's going on? Since I'm already touching on other MTV-related content, I got the bright idea to touch on these oddball VJs of the... There I go again with the balls. I got the bright idea to touch on these wacky VJs of the past. It was then, as I was searching through the sludge of late 90s MTV content, that I indeed discovered some really rare gems. At least rare to me, stuff I completely forgot about, and it was at this time also that I remember this guy exists. From what I remember, Jesse Camp was like this street gutter punk kid who was all badass or whatever, and I was a fan. And I may have been late to the party here with this information, but I was shocked to find out that the dude had a pretty good upbringing. Growing up in the mean streets of Granbury, Connecticut, with educator parents, and even graduating from a private boarding school. And Jesse even got a free ride to UCLA. But in classic punk dipshit tryhard fashion, he did not accept. Rather, a year later, in 1998, he decided to join the MTV I Want to Be a VJ contest, which featured other charismatic performers like Dave Holmes. Fucking Dave Holmes. Jesse Camp took on the image of a street kid this whole time, and after a grueling bout with fucking Dave Holmes, Jesse was pronounced the winner.
The winner of the first ever MTV Wannabe DJ contest is Jesse.
What followed is what some consider to be the worst year or so of MTV, where he was a co-host with Carson Daly on TRL. I mean, people really don't look back fondly on this dude, but MTV really went all in. Trust me, I was there, man. And he had a handful of shows like Rocks Off, and from the one I remember really was Lunch with Jesse.
Hey man, people are going apes for David Bananas. I throw bananas at him. Throw the bananas. Oriana's, Jesse. I know, Dave. I'm just joshing you.
So when the year of Jesse Camp was coming to an end, he capitalized with the release of his first album, Jesse Camp and the 8th Street Kids. That featured music varying from glam rock to some kind of punky kind of sounds and rock rootsy stuff. I don't know, all kind of glammy. Think Pretty Boy Floyd meets New York Dolls, to be very generous. And the album even had a guest spot from Stevie Nicks. But to be honest, it's all kind of lame, and it was all kind of late to the party as well, you know. Kind of the sound was just not jiving with MTV's youthful audience at the time, like at all. No matter how much they tried, and no matter how much they showed the music video for the album's most catchy track, See You Around, it just never caught on. The music video even has a cameo from a goddamn Ramone. Come on. However, there are some decent tunes on the album if I'm being completely honest here. And if he would have toured with groups like Black Crowes or maybe Buckcherry or something, it probably could have worked, but From there on out, Camp would largely fall into obscurity, and it would even come out that over 3,000 fraudulent votes were cast in the VJ contest in his favor. Classic. Throughout the years, he would pop up here and there in things like TMZ, but overall, aside from the few of us who remember this period, he went largely unnoticed for years. Hell, fucking Dave Holmes is more recognizable these days. I've always wondered exactly why he is so forgotten. Like, he had the look and the style, you know. He definitely seemed to take a cue from the king of all MTV VJs, Pauly Shore. But I don't know, I guess the reason no one remembers Jesse Camp really can be chalked up to the other phenomenon that was taking over on MTV in 1999. The phenomenon known only as Tom Green.
The fact of the matter is I'm a little mad, because these aren't even real cool kids. They're fake cool kids. This isn't even a real house. Look, it's a fake house. The whole house is fake. Look, there's nothing inside. There's a ladder there. The whole thing sucks. They're not cool kids. The bushes are fake. They're not real. They're not even real cool kids. You know? It's not my real house.
Jesse Camp would be on our screens again from time to time. He was spotted scoring drugs outside an MTV party, and he even appeared on Michael Alig's TV show before his death. And in true rock star fashion, he was even reported missing in 2018.
You know, coming out here to LA,
Jesse Camp rose to fame in the 1990s, winning a contest to become an MTV VJ. Not only did he get to interview some of the biggest stars of the time, he also got to put out his own music and videos. He wasn't seen as much publicly in recent years, but he still kept in close contact with friends and family around the country until earlier this month. They reached out to police and filed a missing persons report last week.
In 2019, Camp was featured on episode 33 of Nervous Rex, a podcast hosted by former MTV VJ Simon Rex, aka Dirt Nasty. Camp said he was working on a new album with one of the dudes from Jet Boy, and he showed his admiration for Rex and all of the other MTV VJs for laying the groundwork. You can catch him nowadays on the YouTube channel Hippie Dom, where Jesse drives around LA and whatnot, interacting with people. It's a lot of fun to watch, actually. Whatever happened in the past, and whatever you may think about the dude, Jesse Camp seems content in life, to say, the least. I don't know. He seems like a happy guy. What more can you ask for? Seriously. I wish the guy luck, and I hope he responds for an interview. Hey, Jesse, if you're watching this, good luck. And what's up with an interview? Man, there is a lot of stuff from this era that I forgot all about. What are some of your favorites? Be sure to hit that bell, everybody. Really, right now. Go hit that little bell, and then make sure you're still subscribed. And also, let me know what other MTV VJs are worth a mention. Except fucking Dave Holmes.